Alex Jackson, Sheen magazine.
Oh wait, this is Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I was calling you Mercedes. Okay.
That's my real name, but I go by Alex.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So I literally been watching the first 4 episodes this morning. I'm on the 4th episode between interviews. I'm finishing the last episode. Cause girl, yo mama.
Honey. Right.
So I just want to, so first off, I'm glad to be interviewing you. I read about you. You know, you're from Memphis. That's my hometown as well. That you come to LA, you used to be a teacher. So how has that evolved? Like, you went from the corporate to entertainment, and I can relate because I did the same thing. I was a social worker. Right. So how did you make that move or that big jump?
You know what? I would like to say I was kind of doing both at the same time, because when I was teaching high school English, I was department chair, but girl, I was also dancing for the Memphis Grizzlies. So I was going from, you know, being a school teacher to getting off of work, coaching my dance teams, and I would have at least 3 rotating at the same time. So you teach school, you get out at 2, rehearsal start by 2:30. You know what I mean? Like we had 2:30 to 4, one team, the next team from 4 to 5:30. Then I go to the next team from 6 to, so it was like rotating. Then you jump on the court. So I think that my life in itself just kind of mirrored what I was going to jump into with Mercedes, because she's going from the pole to the dance team to church. You know, my daddy's a preacher too. You know, he's not a preacher now, but I grew up a PK. I coached my dance teams, and we won, and we beat South Haven just like on there. So that was really real to me. Like, wasn't no losing at all. Wasn't no tears. I had a lot of parents that hated me. So what? But you loved me after we won. That was my mentality, like Mercedes. And then the relationship with my mom, honey, me and mama get along now. Me and mama had a toxic relationship. She low key is Patrice up in there. Yeah.
Well, that definitely seems like this role wasn't so too hard to jump into. You have a lot to relate to with Mercedes, and that's great. And it didn't seem like, it felt very authentic. It looked very authentic, felt authentic. I was rooting for Mercedes.
Thank you.
Like, please let your mama go. I'm sorry. Just let her go.
Right. Let her. But you know, we always want that approval from our moms. Yeah. Even now. So I'm like, you want mama to, you know, a man can tell us we pretty, but it's, you know, you come in the room and mama be like, you look beautiful. Thank you, mama. You know, like you want it from them.
Right. And then also Mercedes let it very known, like, you know, she's been stacking for the past 7 years. You know, she don't do all the extraness. You know, she just here to make her money because she's trying to get to the next goal in her life. So with that being said, and of course, all dancers in reality, everybody just think, you know, dancers just sleep with everybody to get a hit, anything like that. So why do you feel like, well, I guess, how do you feel about, you know, the ones that, do you feel like it's more ones that are doing the extra than the ones that's not, and they, you know, basically make a bad name for everybody?
You know what? I will say the few that make a bad name. Let's bring it back to current times. The few that make a bad name. And that's in all of the races and cultures too. There are a few that make that bad name, but the majority are not doing that. People are judging Black people right now. Yeah, we got some Black craziness. It's some white craziness too. You know what I mean? Like everybody got a little bit of crazy in them, in their cultures, in their races and all of that. But let's not judge everyone. And I always say that PValley, if I could use an example of what to get from that, is to not judge a book by its cover. Because you didn't get to know me. You've already judged me. Oh yeah, she that Black girl with the attitude. Here we go. We know what her character is going to be. But then you get to the end of episode 1, you're like, oh my God, she going through this. So don't judge a book through its by its cover, and get to know someone.
Yeah, because one, you can't. I feel like, because sometimes it'd be like 1 or 2 person, then we just this whole race or this whole thing, like, oh, they all like that, you know. So I totally understand with that as well. And also I wanted to know, did you learn some new moves while you?
Oh, girl, yes, I learned how to left cheek, right cheek. But I can't do it in this dress right now. But yes, ma'am, I did. I learned some moves and it has been amazing. If we were in the COVID times right now, girl, I'd probably be on a pole right now. Like, I love it. And my apartment won't fit one, but I really want to figure. I was like, next time I move, like, I need a place to fit a pole because this ain't gonna work. So
What did you learn about dancers that you probably did not know before you did this role?
ooh, child. I learned that they don't make the money we think they make. So, you know, you go to the club and it's all this money down and you looking. I remember I've been to one before and I've been like, wish I had what she got in her bank account. Girl, bye. She probably ain't got no money in her bank account because she working so hard to pay this. That's why she in this club every night. I didn't know that you had to tip bouncers. The DJ. I think some people have to tip the bouncer. Like, you got to do a tip out. You got to tip the DJ. You got to tip, like, what? Like, and then by the time you finish, what you got left? Girl, right. Now you got to come back here again tomorrow. And, you know, it's just so much that I did not know. I didn't know the relationships of, oh, well, she's been here this long and she's been here that long. Like, it's just so much. And Spider taught me, the OG. So Spider, she took me to the club, girl, and she did me like Autumn Night and was like, just watch me. And she was like, look at him. He ain't finna pay no money. You know, and I'm just like, ooh. And I would be paying attention. I'm like, oh, girl, he didn't. And she like, look at him. No, he got the money, but she ain't thinking. She walked right past the money. And she was like, look at her. She gonna go get that money. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, she went and got the money. She was like, yeah, because she the OG. She know. And I'm just like, that type of situation too. It's amazing. Girl, so I had to tell you about the field trip another time Spider took me on, girl. And just taught me how to play the game. I said, oh, okay, all right.
So did your perspective on dancers change after doing this role?
Oh, absolutely. Girl, we'll go to blows right now if anybody tries to come for some strippers right now, because I play no games because you didn't get to know them. And you know what's funny? We say that about other people. Like, if somebody was talking about someone beside you, like, well, you don't really know her, you know, but if someone said a stripper, I would let it pass over my head like, okay, maybe they do. But no, like, I should have been saying the same thing. Like, don't allow that negativity in my presence. Like, you didn't even know. Did you ask her? She's actually going to nursing school, or she's actually a school teacher by day and trying to take care of her kids. She's a single mom. You know, like, the stories behind it. No one is fighting for these ladies. And I love that PValley is giving these ladies a voice and showing that they are more than their bodies. They are so much more. They're putting on a show for you. They are actresses. Hello, here's your Oscar and here's your Emmy, ladies, because you are performing.
I definitely, and then with dancers, like, they're strong.
Yes,
they're really strong, because I took a pole dancing class and I'm like, I ain't got it.
You know what? Because you thought upper body strength. And it's not about the strength. Like Gidget says, it's about trust. It's the courage and it's the placement, where you put in your leg, where you put in your arms and stuff like that. So it's a lot deeper than we would think, girl. You can see a woman that's 110 pounds on the pole. You can see a woman that's 310 pounds on the pole, slaying it just the same.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought this was easy. They make it look so easy. I couldn't even get all the way up there. I'm like, yeah, this ain't, look harder.
It's hard work. They are athletes. They are absolute athletes.
And with, we've been in a pandemic, of course, that's why we're not in person now. And I know this has affected the strip clubs significantly because we can't go to the strip club. So how do you think the strippers are, like, basically affected by this at this time?
It's so funny. I'm in a group on Instagram called the Dancers Locker Room. It's like the shade room for dancers. And a girl's amazing. And so I see what they're doing from, their dances online, or I've got some footage the other night from Magic City, and they put up like the little plastic walls in the ladies' locker rooms to try to keep them separated. They're supposed to be wearing masks when they do these lap dances now, like so many different things that are in place, but it's also, a lot of these clubs are not open. So these women are trying to figure out what to do now, or they're doing their other things once again, because they have other lives. They're, now studying, and, doing their online classes. Some of them are taking acting classes now. Like, I've talked to some of these ladies, it's other things that are going, but it is hurting right now.
Yes, for sure. So how has the pandemic changed you with, you're an actress, so you can't, nobody's filming right now.
Right.
And I guess some people are doing like video auditions and stuff like this. So how has it affected your career as an actress?
Girl, my whole kitchen my kitchen turned into an alley one day. Like the way, because I had an audition, it had to be an alley for a homeless person. Like I've learned to be very creative during this time. So learning to put up my own work and be my own director, be my own editor, do all of these things on my own. And then for me, the biggest thing is being having that time with my mom, because I am a caregiver. So until yesterday, I have had no help with my mother, and I finally hired someone yesterday to get that help. So I became a nurse pretty much. So I had to learn, okay, we're doing blood pressure. Okay, what does that mean? 120 over what? All right. So learning all of that is giving me time to slow down. It's been a pleasant moment, but a tough moment, if that makes sense. So it's priceless. Like the time that I've had with her has been great.
I totally agree. I feel like during this time, everybody's got creative stuff that you probably didn't know you knew how to do. You and found new skills at this point. And just learn how to adapt. And I think everybody has slowed down and just really observed, personal things or family or friends, and just really start to take time and appreciate things more at this time.
Absolutely.
So also, so are you based out of LA now?
I am. I'm based out of Los Angeles now.
Okay. So what do you see yourself doing after PValley? Like once it premieres, how do you feel?
I feel amazing. It still feels surreal. And it's so funny. I was driving, I missed my turn to come home the other day. And then I went up another street and I was about to make a right. And I looked up and I see Miss Mississippi on a billboard. And I'm on the phone with my dad. And I'm like, yeah, Daddy. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to, and I'm like, I like hang up in his face and call Shannon. I'm like, I see you. So in that moment, it's so exciting. But I want to do after PValley, after seasons of PValley, I really want to get into acting more in films. I really want to do comedy. I really want to do action really bad. I love, and as you know, I did like 98% of my stunts. So I really enjoy doing the stunts and even the fights. I was wanting like, let me fight. Okay, I want to be thrown here. I want to fall. I want to drop, so I really enjoyed that. So I want to be in Black Panther too. I do.
I know that's right.
Yes.
I know that's right. And also with this show, it was, it was very sexual and revealing and things of that such. I don't know if you have a significant other, but if you do,
I hope Mercedes gonna help me get a man. Mercedes.
Different nudity scenes or different sex scenes in TV shows and films and stuff like that. How do you have those? Do you have those conversations with your parents, or if you have a significant other? How are those conversations?
You know what? That's a good one. We're gonna go and get real today. Then we're gonna put it out there. I had an ex once when I wanted to do a pole class, and he completely acted like I was selling my soul. And I was just like, wow. And I remember that now. So in this case, if you have a problem with it, you're not for me. If my father didn't have a problem with it, if I can talk to my daddy, who is the most strict, didn't even want me, girl, he told me I couldn't go to the prom, didn't even look at me on prom night when him and my mom fought it out and I got to finally go. So very conservative. And for him to be okay with this role and be motivating me and excited about it like me, if you're not there with me, you don't belong in my world. So that's just, it is what it is. There is no discussion because this is my art. This is what I do. This is my career. And I don't come into your career and your job and tell you how to do it. So you're not going to come into my world and tell me how to do it.
Well, I appreciate you for speaking with me. And I had a great conversation. And that's it for me. Thank you
so much. It was wonderful.